Hello, everyone. Let me just get this out of the way. Black Clover, Fairy Tale. I do not own nothing from it. I own none of the characters. I do not even own this picture. I'm just using it to, have a reference, like, have everyone understand it, something. And, I also, I, yeah. So basically, I'm saying I own nothing. I don't own this picture. I don't own nothing of the Black Clover and of the anime, manga, nothing. Not even Fairy Tale. And this is so yeah. Let me explain now, since I got that all out of the way, what the what if is. Well, what the what if certain points are gonna be. There is gonna be no grimoire. Asta's gonna be OP. Not right away. He's gonna get it. He's gonna work at it at the age of only 9. After the whole entire necklace thing, he decides to become the Wizard King. That's when this is happening. After that summer, and Ignil's gonna be brought back to life by some unknown wizard with dimension magic. So yes, and yeah. So since I said Ignil, Dragon Slayer magic is gonna be in this. So it's what if Asta gained Fire Dragon Slayer magic, Part 1. Oh yeah, and this is gonna be like I'm gonna say Ignil's perspective, then Asta's perspective, Ignil's perspective. It's when Ignil will be seen. We'll see through Ignil's eyes. Yeah. Okay. So, like I was saying, Ignil dies, and he sees Natsu screaming and crying, and he passes away. He wakes up a few minutes later. He is in a library. He's wondering how he got there. He's looking around, and then he looks down at the floor. He sees a note. The note says this: I have brought you from your dimension into mine. The reason why is I need you, or I am asking you, to please find someone with a fiery spirit, a fiery determination, any of those sorts, and just teach them your magic. I know it's not of this world because you do not use grimoire, but I have you in this library to learn about that world and what grimoires are and everything else. Please stay in this room until you finish everything in the library to read before you go out. Thank you. So, Ignil does say different dimension, library, reading. This is gonna be fun. With an annoyance in his voice. So, he reads for 6 months of everything of the world. What it has, what grimoires are, even figuring out about some dragons that were alive but died. He goes out, out of the library because he read all the books in that 6 months. And yeah, he flies around. He sees what the world is like in the Black Clover universe, one dimension, and then universe dimension, whatever. And then he goes by a village. It's Hodge Village. He's looking for a place to rest because he's been flying for a couple of hours. He did just like freaking die, and it's been a while since he flew. So he land. So he starts flying to where in the woods, over the woods Asta's in. Now, to Asta's perspective, Asta's training. He keeps on training his body So that way, if he doesn't get a grimoire, or when he does, he's able to use it properly. He notices that he feels a gust of wind coming out of nowhere, and he thinks to himself, "It wasn't windy earlier. Where did the wind came?" And then, right when he was at the thing where the wind came from, he sees a black shadow go over him. He's just going like, "What was that?" So he starts following it. He follows it into the clearing. He sees this beast, this monster, this. He doesn't know what it is. A lizard flying monster thing? Just land. He's hesitant to go over. But it notices him. He actually waves over to the boy to come near. So Asta walks over to it slowly. And he asks, then he's thinking to himself, wow, that's a lot of scars on it. What is it? And then he hears a voice saying, young man, where am I? He goes, then Asta just looks up and he just starts screaming. He goes like, ah! Lizard flying dragon. No, he doesn't say that. He doesn't say dragon. He said lizard flying monster thing talking. Ah! He says, then looks mad at him and says, I am not a lizard flying monster thing. I am a dragon, young man. I'm just making it sound like he's old because he is. And then Asta's thinking, like, a dragon? Yeah. Then he just asks this dragon, what's a dragon? Let's just say Igneo just says, I'm a creature that can fly that looks like a lizard. I'm a big giant lizard that can fly, basically. But I can breathe fire, too. Hence, a dragon. That's the only explanation he can give to a child. So he goes like, Asta's like still not confused much, but just goes like, okay. He goes, so are you here to destroy our village? He was like, nope. I mean, Inyo says no. He's just taking a rest because he hasn't flown. Used his wings in 6 months. He was cooked up. He was holed up in a library. Asta looks at him and says, okay. Inyo looks at Asta. He asks him, do you have a goal? A goal you have. Young boy. Young man. He said, Asta looks at him with determination in his eyes. He goes, yeah. When I grow up, I'm going to become the Wizard King. And, help out my village. I think that I know that's his reason to help out Hodge Village and everything else. And I think it's also to prove everyone that even a commoner can become the Wizard King. Ignil is just looking at this child, and he sees a fire burning in his soul, even off his body. He thinks to himself, maybe I'm here to train this boy. So he asks his Asta, what is your name? And basically Asta just tells him, my name is Asta. And Asta says, do you have a name? He goes, and he looks at them and looks at Asta and laughs. Says, of course I have a name, Asta. My name is Igniel, the Fire Dragon King. And Asta's just like, you're the Fire Dragon King? He goes, yes. It's a pleasure to meet you. And Asta says, "It's nice to meet you too." Then Inyo looks closer at him. And Asta was like, "What?" He goes, "I don't sense no magic in you." Then Asta looks to the side and says, "Yeah, I have no magic." Inyo then looks, brings back up his head, and puts his hand to his chin. He goes like, "You have no magic, and yet you want to become the Wizard King." Asta says, "Yeah, I know I can. If I'm just determined enough, I can become the Wizard King." Inyo just grins and saying, "How about give you a magic ability that requires no grimoire, and the magic is inside of you, like everyone else in this world, but you just don't need a grimoire to amplify it or to control it." Asta just starts laughing and saying, "There is no magic in the world that doesn't need a grimoire." And then Eno just does a bigger grin saying, "Well then, let me tell you a world that I'm from, and everything is." So explanation is just just telling Asta. Asta can already tell he's not lying because Asta's maybe dumb, but he's not that dumb. He can tell he's not lying. So he says, "Okay, I believe you. So you come from a world that does not have any grimoires, but if you guys do, it's just in books and just read it, and you learn to spell, and you're able to do it no matter what. And yeah, it's in your body. So okay, whew, it's in my brain a lot to handle. Overheating." He says, "I know. That's why I made it simpler for you, because that was simple." Also saying, okay. So can I really learn this magic you're talking about? And says, "Of course. All the humans in my world at one point didn't have no magic and couldn't even kill us. We gave them magic to fight us off and slay us. He just says basically just kill." And us saying, "Why would you want to give me it?" He says, "Because you have fire, uh, a fire in your soul, and even the heat radiates off of your body. So I think my magic, it's not would be good for you." He goes, "Okay, so what would the magic be? Since I know you're the king of all fire dragons, will be fire slayer magic." Inyo says, "Fire dragon slayer magic." He repeats it. He goes, "Okay, I'll take it. I'll take the challenge to learn it." Asta's saying. Said, "All right. So we're gonna try this out in 3 months and or longer." So a month goes by. No, scratch that. 2 days, 2 to 3 days go by. Asta's having troubles learning the magic. Enyo did give him the magic and everything else, and yeah. So 3 days go by. He's having troubles. Another 3 days go by. He's able to make flames. Enyo's impressed with him that he's able to do this. With little like practice, because Asta keeps on training it to be able to do it. He keeps on trying, he keeps on training, he keeps on just doing it. So a month goes by, Angel taught him all the Dragon Slayer techniques. The regular basis one, Iron Fist, Dragon's Breath. Roar of Dragon, not Dragon's Breath. Sorry, Tail of Dragon, Wings of Dragon. Yeah, he learned all of that, and then two of the Dragon's Sacred Arts. The Dragon Phoenix Explosion, and then I think the Dragon Sacred Art Spearhead one. If I'm wrong, then leave in the comments. I'm not too sure. All right, so he he then okay. Enyo then said something to Asta about how well he's able to learn these and really quick. Because in the anime of Black Clover, Asta was like a battle genius. He was able to evolve in the fight. So he's able to evolve real quick with learning these magic techniques and learn how to control the fire very well. So yeah, a month and a half goes by, and this is like in the middle of the second month. Asta is training in the middle of the night. This is an instant that I'm putting in because it would be like a little more easier for everyone to understand. But Asta is trying to push himself more and more and more to be able to make flames even hotter than Ignil's or anyone else in this world, in his world. He's just trying and trying, but he keeps on failing. He can't make it last that long. He's getting tired. He's about to pass out and everything. But he's like even stumbling. He's saying, "Not yet. I'm not done yet." He tries again. He falls over. He's on the ground. He's trying to get back up, and he just doesn't want to. But with pure determination, he's pushing himself up. Says, "I said I'm not done yet. I'm not giving up." And then screams, and then poof, whole thing of flame bursts off of Asta. Like the flame is on the same level of Ignil's flame. Say when Natsu had that mark of the Fire Dragon King tattoo, whatever. I forget when he versus Zeref. The flame is like really hot, and he's even to like melt rocks. And I'm just trying to give some examples. Like with Zeref, when he used that flame, it was really hot. And then even when he came back after the 2 years, he was able to melt like the whole entire arena and the clothing off of people. That's what happened to freaking Asta right away. Like, because he pushed himself past the limit. His body limit. His magic limit. He pushed it through. He broke it and exceeded what he could handle. And Enil woke up because he felt this heat and magic. He rushed over to Asta. He rushed over to where it was, and he sees Asta just scream at the top of his lungs. And so the flame went out, and he's just still standing there. But he passed out. So he falls over. Nobody's around, so no one saw what happened. But Enil did. The ground got burned. Trees were somewhat on fire, and there was like a lot of trees on fire. So Enil just set up all the flame, and then he says, "Well, I did not expect him to do this much damage, to even have the same level of flames as mine. This world may have a Fire Dragon King now." So yeah, Asta wakes up next morning, asks Ignil what happened, and Ignil tells him to look around, and he sees scorch marks everywhere. He told Asta, "Your flames have grown very strong to the point where it's on my level. So I'm gonna train you personally now." And I said, "What do you mean by that?" He says, "Oh, I mean personally, like we're sparring with each other." Asta just gulps. He's just scared. So When the 3 months was over, Asta has learned how to control the fire that he burned that day. That burned the trees and the ground and everything else. Daniel talked more about Natsu to him and how Natsu was and how he acted. And 3 days before the third month was about to be over, Daniel leaves. He leaves to go find some material to make something for Asta. And to make a potion. He doesn't know if what he did for basically Natsu will work, but he's gonna try and make a potion and use some of his blood to work instead of putting some part of his soul into Asta, because he doesn't know if it's gonna work in this world or not. Because of the drag, I think from the anime, or part of a book, part of the manga. So from Fairy Tail, they said about that dragon, like Natsu and the other dragon slayers would have turned the dragons, but um, it would have been, but it would have been like they put their souls or part of their souls into the dragon slayers because of making anti-body so they wouldn't become dragons. I don't know for sure, but I think I'm right about that. So that's why he's making the potion. He's gonna make the potion. When he comes back, he sees another note saying, "Why don't you put a little bit of your soul?" And the note says, "Why don't you put a little bit of your soul into the potion along with your blood, so that what you think will happen will not happen." So Ignil just does that. He just uses some of his blood after making the potion and puts a little bit of soul into it. He's thinking, "I hope this works." Then he works on what he made for Asta. It's just a chain with some like knick-knack things on, like the friendship bracelets, what what the girls make for their friends, or in general, what people make. The little things on the side. One will be like the fairy tale symbol, another one will be just a dragon. The dragon will represent Ignil, the other symbol will represent like Natsu and fairy tale. So, 3 days later, Ignil tells Asta, "You have become a fine dragon slayer. Your flames are the same par with me, and they'll just get even stronger. I hope we'll I hope we'll meet again before my time ends." Asta will be like, "What do you mean?" Ignil explains that he has not much time left when he'll have to depart from this world. Asta looks down the ground and says, "Alright, Ignil, I really do hope that we meet again." And Ignil smiles, he says to him, "But first I have some presents for you. It is the potion and the chain with the little knickknacks at the end, charms." And Asa says, "What's the potion for?" He explains it and tells Asa just to drink it. He drinks it. He said it tastes horrible. So I did put some of my blood into it, so of course it's gonna be. You should have told me first thing you want to drink. He goes, "Yeah, true." Then he puts on the chain around his arm with the little like knickknacks, charms on it. He asks what they're for. Basically, just tells him about the dragon represents him, and the symbol there is from Fairy Tail, where his son is a part of. He goes, "Thank you," and he says, "You're welcome, because you are. I think of you as like another son. You're hot-headed, quick to quick to go into a fight without thinking, just like my son Natsu. And I think of you as him. So To me, you're another part of my family. Not too happy. Well, not kind of. I mean, he's really happy. He runs over to and hugs him, saying thank you for the gifts, and I hope I ever see you again. Enyo says his goodbye, and he says I hope so too. And he flies away. Enyo perspective. When Enyo flies away, he tells Asta he's sorry for lying, but he thinks he has a few more years left. He doesn't know how long he has in this world, so he's gonna just stay and watch you, or stay and watch him for a while. He flies by the Grimoire's library, and then he feels a presence. So he flies down to where he feels it, and it's right where the Grimoire, the anti-magic Grimoire is. And Igneous sees the demon, and the demon says, a dragon. I haven't seen one in a long, long time. And Igneous just grins at him and says, a demon. I haven't seen one in a couple of months. The anti-magic demon asks him, why are you here, dragon? And Igno just answers him, just saying this, I was trained as someone who had no magic. I gave him a magic that I have. And the anti-magic demon goes like, what's your magic that you gave that human? Igno just grins and says, it's not of this world. It's called Dragon Slayer magic. The anti-magic demon looks like Dragon Slayer magic. Huh. Never heard of it. And Ingram says, that's the point. I'm not from this world. Then Enil asks him, why are you trapped in a book? And the anti-magic demon says, it's a grimoire, and I chose to come into here so I can find someone that can be able to use the weapon inside of it. Says, Enil just grins. He just says, basically, well, that sounds kind of boring. But to each their own. He thinks about something. He thinks of like how Costa become more stronger and have someone to help him out without him knowing. So he says to the anti-magic demon, I have a proposal for you. The anti-magic goes like, what is it? Ignil just says with a little more serious tone than usual, saying, what? I have a boy named Asta, the one I trained. He's more powerful than a human in this world. And I don't think your magic, well, anti-magic will work on him, since the magic isn't from this world like you. But he won't take the grimoire. He's determined now to get into the Magic Knights without a grimoire. So, how about if you find him amusing or worthy, just to give him a little mark? And you can then use your anti-magic and be with a host without them even knowing. The anti-magic demon grins and says, okay, I'll think about it. Alright, while this is happening, Asa gets back to the church. They ask him where he's been for 3 months. He just says, oh, I got trapped in a cave. It took me a while to get out, but, I'm back and home. They say, oh, thank God, we should have sent someone looking for you. He goes, nah, it was alright. The reason why Asta doesn't tell them what happens because Ignil did explain to him during the 1 month how not to tell anyone about your magic. unless it's absolutely necessary. And yeah, and because people would try to find out why does he not need more? So yeah. So let's just say like he was 9 when this happened, and let's do a time skip all the way to 13. But during those years, the Wizard King Julius has been watching Asta. He knows about Ignil. He knew about a lot of things, and Ignil like went and found a cave on a mountain and just like watching Asta from a faraway distance. But yeah, back to what I was saying about Julius. He knows about Asta's magic, so he decides after like 4 years, he goes and asks Asta about it. So he turns into an old man, and with a bag on him, and then yeah, he just goes to Asta. Asta was in the woods again, just training. He's been training by himself because can't beat him. He doesn't use his magic. He just uses his bare hands and punches right through or claws right through the wind magic. So yeah, Asta is basically just too strong for He then just decides to, since he's met his flame magic, his dragon flame magic is way too strong. He could burn everything in the area, and his strength is too strong, too real, too overpowered, and breaks everything. He decides to just meditate or sleep. But then after a few minutes of just trying to sleep, he hears a rustle in the bushes. He gets up and he looks over to where it is. He sees an old man coming out. He then relaxes his body and says, "Hello there, sir." And the old man goes, "Oh, such a young man out here in the middle of the woods. What are you doing?" He tells him, "I'm training." Julius sees the scorch marks on some trees and like punch marks and trees broken and burned, even cut. He's just wondering, did you do all this? He goes, yes. He just says, this is amazing. He puts down the bag. He goes like, what were you doing? Like training your magic or your spell or your body? He goes, a little bit of both. But they're too strong, so I'm just going to try to meditate or take a nap. He then looks at this old man and asks him, "What are you doing here?" He goes, "I was looking for a Hodge village and I got lost. But maybe by passing time you can tell me more about your magic." So Asa tells him about how it's ancient, a dragon can only teach him, and the dragon's passed away and no one else can have it. And I don't need a grimoire for it. He basically tells him. Julius is very intrigued by it, so he tells Asta, he asks Asta, "Are you gonna try to become a Magic Knight?" He goes, "I'm gonna try, but I want to be more than a Magic Knight. I want to become the Wizard King." Julius is very, very happy to hear this and very surprised that this boy wants to become the Wizard King. So he says, "But you don't." But then he realizes, so he tells him, "But if you don't need a grimoire, how would you become one?" He goes, "I don't know, but I'll think of something." So Julius has an idea. So he tells him, "I know the Wizard King as a personal friend because I have done some jobs for him. How about I tell him about your situation and see what he says? If he could loosen a few loosen up the people to let you go in and participate and become a Magic Knight." He goes, "You don't have to, but I'll be really grateful. Thank you." He goes, "That's no problem." As he gets up from the bag and picks it up, Asta says, "Let me, walk you over to Hodge Village." He goes, "No, I remember it now. Thank you, young man, for helping me to pass the time and help me try to remember where to go." So Asta's waiting by. Julius leaves, and he goes through the portal back to the Clover Kingdom, and his attendant or friend just comes up to him saying, "Where have you been?" He just said, "Just helping out someone." And yeah, Asta just, it's like thinking to himself, he's gonna become the Magic Knight with no grimoire. If no one understands it, too bad, he thinks. So another time skips over toward anime. Everybody in the church knows that Asta. Everyone. Asta's really strong. He's very powerful. But they think it's a magic that he's using. Asta tells them it's not magic, it's just my raw strength. They don't believe him. So yeah, it's gonna be fun. Because one of the boys tells him, "How are you going to, get a grimoire if your magic, which you tell us every time, you're saying I don't need a grimoire." And then Asta says, "Easy, pure strength, raw power. I'll become one." He goes, and there's one who's asked the question. One with the actual fire magic says, "Okay, show me a spell that you can use without a magic, without grimoire." So he just grins. He says, "Okay, where do you want it?" And then he looks over. He sees a rock that's outside Hodge Village. That's been there for a couple of years. No one can move it. It was in the pathway of a road to Hodge Village. So he says, "Show us a magic spell that you can use, so called." And then Asta grins. Yuno's just kind of walking away because he thinks Asta can't do anything. So Asta then says, "Dragons, well, fire dragon roar!" And then fire comes out of his mouth. It goes all the way to the rock that was in the way. It goes right through it, breaks it, and then they see a little blow up. And then Asta looks at them, and saw the blow up and look at Asta, be like, he can use magic without grimoire. Why is he going? And it says, "You believe me now?" To us, that's what Asta says to everyone at the church. They go, "Yes." But they still tell him just go to grimoire just in case. Because they think it was just a fluke. Asta's like, "Oh, great, these people don't believe me." So he does. And so Asta, go over. Gets the four-leaf grimoire. They're just chilling there. Royalty is just looking at him like he's just sitting down, not even caring. They're just laughing. Everyone else gets their grimoire besides Asta. Asta just gets up, just laughs, and the royals start laughing, saying that you're laughing because you're upset that you didn't get a grimoire, not even one leaf. When we got like our grimoires, you have no magic, and then Asta says, "I don't need grimoire to even use my magic to its max. I knew it. I told the people in the church I wasn't gonna need one." And everyone's hearing this, including the old man that that has the grimoires, like guards them. I think I forget. I forget. I haven't seen episode 1 in a while, but that's what I'm thinking. He then asks Asta to explain it, and then he just tells him, "I don't need a grimoire to use my magic. That's maximum power. Basically, it's fire, and it's called Dragon Slayer magic." And that's all he's saying. That's all he's gonna tell them. So the people there wants to see it, including the worlds, and then also just says to anyone who has the freaking shield magic to guard the grimoire, to use it now. Because this is going to get really hot in here to the point where everything's going to burn. So is just walking out, and basically he just tells Asta, "Don't show off too much, because I'll be going to become the Wizard King first." And he says, "Yeah, right, with a little grin on his face. And then the brother said, "Well, we're waiting." He goes, "Alright, let's turn up the heat then." and fire just engulfs his body right away soon after he says it. And then the heat is so strong that it's start burning the clothing off of the people, and it's just like so intense that even when the guy protecting the grimoires are watching them, they put up a magic barrier to protect them. That's even burning too. Asta then shuts it off and says, "I have magic, 5 grimoire, and it's powerful than everyone else's here. I'm going. Bye." He leaves, and yeah, the let's just say Yuna walks out and Chain Mage does attack him, and then Asta walks out, and the Chain Mage has Yuna's grimoire in it. Asta just says, Iron Fisted Dragon basically just runs over. Everything's in a flash because he's 2 times stronger than what he was in natural cannon and faster. He's also pretty intelligent too. He punches the guy in the face with a left hook, sends him flying into the wall. He thinks he finished him off, so he's walking over, and then chains are binding him. When the dust clears, he has his chain magic protecting him. He's laughing, saying, "You stupid fool, without your grimoire, you're gonna fail and beat me." And let's just say they don't show, the chain mage's chains will tell about how much magic he has, and there's like basically doesn't show anything. He starts laughing, saying, "You have no magic power." And I was like, "Grandson, I do have magic power. I just have to show it." And the next thing, the chains start to go bright red, like really red, like they're about to melt. And then Asta goes on fire, and he breaks right through the chains. The chain mage is screaming, "What are you? Who are you?" And Asta just simply says, "I am Asta, the Dragon Slayer. Face my wrath." He just says, "Iron Fist of Dragon," again, and punches the chain mage in the freaking stomach, sending him flying. And this is when the chains disappear. Asta grabs Yuno's grimoire, throws it over, and they still do the little fist bump and everything else. But then the anti-magic demon laughs, and only Asta hears it, and is saying, "You really are amusing, kid, so I'll give you my power." And then a mark appears on Asta's left upper arm, right above the charm that he has. He won't see until he wakes up. So, yeah, this is where I'm going to leave off. I hope everyone enjoys the video. See you next time. Alright, bye.